Hey, I'm Eddie Castellan. You're in my shop with me and we're going to get busy in just a minute. I want to share some ideas and procedures on sharpening, and I got a whole lot to talk about and a whole lot more. And the guy told me that this was offensive, but this isn't. This is just the thing I got to tell you with. All you got to do now is, you know the deal, watch. Okay, this bothers you? It bothers me. Stand by, okay? This won't be easy. And it's, you know, I got this thing about showing you things that are unsafe. This was unsafe, okay? Steady yourself. Put down that coffee and that donut. Put down the other donut too. Come on. All right, here it is. Yep, wife said she's going to trim my mustache for me. Never give a quilting woman a pair of scissors and expect something decent out of it. This hasn't happened in a long, long time. Last time it happened, I was in the Air Force. I had 6 teeth knocked out by a good friend of mine, but it was an accident. And I was getting rebuilt in a VA at the base clinic, and a colonel came in and said, "Trim that mustache or don't come back here again." He was serious. He really was. He was a reservist, and he was out to make a point. So I went home and I cut it like this. And I came back and said, "How's that?" And he says, "Oh, you weren't the guy I really wanted to tell that to." Man. But, yeah, you learned. I just got back from SWAT, Southwest Association of Turners. It's in August, and it was in Waco, Texas. Yes, Waco did see a storm. Well, it went a little bit to the east of them. But while we were there, it was really hopping and popping in Houston. But it was a good show. Met a lot of nice folks. This pin, this flag pin, held on by magnets, came from the folks over at the wood turning tool store, Todd Raines. And those guys gave me this pin. It's a nice little addition. I like this. They're really good. And then while I was there was hurricane coverage of what's happening down in Houston. And that kept some friends away. I mean, Jeff didn't make it, Clay didn't make it, Tommy Boy didn't make it. They had to stay home, take care of family and friends, and watch their stuff float away. I'm sorry for you guys, really am. If I can ever help you, let me know. But we saw a lot of nice folks. Well, here we go. Saw a lot of nice folks. Ran across Grits Mahoney. That takes that right off the table. Ran across nice folks, and then you add Grits Mahoney, and it goes down a little bit. What a character. He's unsafe. He really is. Just to hang with. We're heading to the Tennessee Association of Woodturners in January, and that's up in Nashville, Tennessee. And I booked some time up there a couple of years ago, and because of the brain damage, I don't remember if we did or didn't go. But we're going this year. But it was really good. In New Orleans, we just had a lot of rain. It's rained every day for the last week, and I'm talking serious rain. The yard's so wet you can't walk across it. The mayor of New Orleans, that's not our area. I live in Jefferson, which is outside of New Orleans, but the mayor of New Orleans decided it would be better to issue life jackets than fix the pumps. That was a decree. I wouldn't lie. At least that's what you would believe he thinks about. But our area drains to a New Orleans canal, of all things. Okay, what else we got? Oh, I did meet some nice people. I met a couple at Waco. This was a young couple, young guy, beard. Well, half the people at Waco had beards. The blonde was a perky little gal, full of vigor, had flag and stuff tattooed down her arm. Got a picture made, but it was on their camera. I'd love to have a picture of this gal. She was just so bubbling friendly. It really was nice. But then, you know, Waco is like going to visit family, but with people you like. And that's my line, and I'm sticking to it. But we had some nice things up there. Ran across some great things. Really did. A guy came up and showed me his iPad, and his on iPad, I believe the guy's name is Paul Goodlow. He's with the Weather Channel. He stopped his broadcast to go rescue an American flag that had been knocked down. And then he properly folded that flag with the right fold. And then he entrusted it, and he had it. And he's going to turn it back over to the school when he was done. You know, Paul, you could teach that to some NFL players. It's respecting our country and our flag that makes us all right, all important, and all true. Really. It's nothing to be messed with. I won't mess with it. I made a deal with somebody the other day. I said, it's okay if you burn the flag. Just pick a good cotton one and wrap yourself in it really good and set it on fire. I'm okay with that. Hey, you won't do it twice. I got notes here because I got to tell you some things. Oh, we did have a good time turning. I brought my production staff. Steve, Missy, Jacob, and Joshua. Philip and Joshua, pardon me. You know how it is with names. And all of them turned a pen the first day. The boys, Philip and Joshua, turned 10 pens over 2 days. They're hooked. And the oldest boy, he can't get enough of it. He loves it. Mom wondered how he can get a hold of 4 lathes. I said, boy, y'all really set up for this. But they turned it. I got some video. I'll stick some video in here of these boys turning. They really got it right. And notice this, guys. There's no bling on their fingers, no watch on their wrist, and eyeglasses on when they were turning. They learned to do it the right way. And that's how they should do it. Okay. While I was there, an old club member of mine, Dale Campo, came by and gave me a pen. I like to show it to you, but I videotaped it, and you can hardly see it. Maybe I can add a little something here to show it to you. This is a pen he made on his Lindell White Rose engine lathe. Really, really nice work. Dale always was a nut for perfection. This shows that there is things that you can do in your shop that nobody else can do. Nobody can do this. It's beautiful. And I ran across guys like Mac McEwen. He's out in the Northwest. He came over from Radliff. My buddy up there, and I'm having that moment. I'm sorry. Ron Radliff, come up from his area. He came down to visit with me. And Dave Witt, he's from the Houston area, right up there. He came and visited with us. And I met a young man named Logan Clifford. What impressed me about Logan? Logan and his stepdad were there. Logan had built his own tools. Yeah. Logan went to a shop and he bought the fittings from me to make a self-powered sander. Yeah, self-powered. It's on an ankle here, and it's straight on here. You push it against the wood. I have to show you when my lathe is running how this works. Logan built his own. He really did. You can too. In fact, it's one of the more popular things we get when people write us and call us and ask us to do things. It helps. And I did say when the lathe is rebuilt, my friends at SWAT, too many of them to mention, but my friends at SWAT got together and talked to the folks at One Way Lathe Company. They're going to rebuild my controller for me. They know my limitations and what I can expect. I'm going to get the controller off, ship it to them at One Way in Canada. They're going to rebuild it and send it back to me. I just got to put it back in place. And I'm turning again. That's great. Oh, man. That's it. So I think I brought you up to date on what we had. Now, what's coming up? I got to do this fairly. I had a guy. He's with the turning club and he wants to get into video. And he said, how do you get into video? Excuse my reach. Just saw my other sander laying on the floor. How do you get into video? You see that? That's a JVC camcorder. The beauty is, it's what they call a chip quarter. It records onto a chip, not a disc, not a magnet, not a disc, not an 8-track and all that. It goes onto a disc. I love these. I have about 6 or 8 of them. When I got sick, some of them had some problems and I didn't know what to do and I replaced them. Then I figured out what the problems were. But this is a start. Alright, I'm going to go over the tripod, the camera, the connection to the splitter. If you got to have 2 or 3 or 4 cameras at your club event and you want to be able to switch from camera to camera to camera so you can look at what's happening over top, from the end, from behind, and at the presenter, I show you how to put all that together. It's not one of these programs where you have to buy this big kit and have a computer and all that at the site. That is such a terrible waste for me. Really is. You can put it all on tape, go home and play with it and come up with your own. And it really comes out good. This is the same video you shoot of your grandkids and your daughter getting married and a cute little girl across the street. Oh, wait. But this is a good video. Good video is important. If you want to get into it at your club, when you get into it right and you get them to break down and give you the money, what you're going to end up with is quality presentations to the audience, because they can all look at a big screen, which is a projector screen you can get on eBay, and you can change cameras, which is a switcher, which you can buy on eBay, and you have all the stuff. 90% of what I'm telling you to get, you can get on eBay or shop it hard on Amazon. That's where you're going to go, and you're going to improve it because everybody can see. You don't get that one bumpus idiot that has to go stand up front and watch closer because he's got a problem understanding. Tell him to get over his problem, sit in his chair and enjoy it. I did that to a wood-turning group 14, 15 years ago. Works great, except they went high-tech on cameras and all this other stuff. Don't go high-tech. You don't need to. I find these JVC cameras on eBay for like $49. Yes, that's right, $49. The last one I bought was $42 and $7 free. So it's well worth it. I'm going to give you all that information. I will take pictures of the cameras and all that, but I'm going to tell you the specifics about what you want. Because if you can't find my exact model, you'll find one that does what I want it to do. That's important. Just getting it done is important. Now, we sell a rig called the Blackhawk Sharpening Rig. That's the meat and potatoes of this rig for the Ellsworth grind. Had a guy call me and say, how do you hook on the boot that I have on the end? You put the boot on a rod, you get the rod at the hardware store, and if they call it a 1/2 inch, it's 1/2 inch ID, and if you call it 3/4 inch, it's 3/4 inch OD, and you need about a 16-inch piece, and you slip a piece on it where these two bolts go. You drill through the bracket, through the bar, bolt everything together, it doesn't move. It's simple. I made it as simple as possible. So where you wouldn't have to go get anything exotic, you need a drill bit and a hacksaw. And just set up. Now if you don't have a hacksaw and you're grumpy enough, you can chew it off. But no, really, it's not hard to do. And it makes for an awesome sharpening rig. Now, to do the sharpening for today, and I promise I'll do that. I was walking around the show looking at tools, and a guy said, hey Cap, I need you to look at my roughing gouge. And it's going to be one of those days with names, don't worry about it. Look at my roughing gouge. And I got to looking at his roughing gouge. That's what I saw. Now this is a 3/4 inch roughing gouge from Dave at D-Way Tools. Dave is a machinist, but he's also a wood turner, and there's a story behind how he got into this business. The important thing is Dave is in the business and he makes these tools. So this tool went past Dave's hands when it came out, which is important because if it's put out in the factory and the guy's got to make 40 today, he's going to make 40. He doesn't care how exact they are. Dave cares about how exact they are. But you got to sharpen them. Now, when you sharpen this, it's also back on a one-way sharpening rig. And I hope I can do this, but I heard something move a minute ago, and that might have moved right into my way. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. This is a rig for doing that. You can't see it. I can't move the camera. I'm by myself. Management's under the weather. This is a rig I'm talking about. It's got a basket on it. The tool sets in that basket and rotates back and forth on the face of the grinder, on the face of the wheel, to get an angle of 45 degrees. Now, in all this confusion for the last 3 years, my use for measuring angles has disappeared. All right, it's a protractor. It disappeared. So I know this is at 45, and I'm going to go back and copy it. I'm going to set it down right and make one rotation. If I'm using a bar and I got it all set to the right place, it's going to come back and give me that exact grind all over again. And I'm only using the edge. This is a roughing gouge. So, and I want it at a 45, and that will work for me. So if you're going to touch yours up, that's good. But here's another one. I'm trying to see if I have another rough and gouge here. I had another one right in my hands. And I set it down. Shouldn't have done that. But, and it would be fair to me to try to explain to you. But, oh, here it is. That's a rough and gouge. See how those wings are swept back? Yeah, the one you get out of the box or from the store is straight. Ellie Avasara did this for me. He rolled those shoulders back because you can ride that surface and do a smoother cut. You can go to a planing cut with a rough and gouge if you do it right. But look at that edge. All right. Do you understand when I talk about it rolled back? I don't have one that's not. In fact, for years, this was the second most hated tool in my shop. The most hated was a skew. I learned how to sharpen this and I learned how to sharpen the skew. I love them. That's the way to go. So, all right. I think I covered everything we wanted to cover real quickly. I got to come back out and get the thing set up for that video. And there's a couple other things we want to do real soon. But until then, I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I'm getting ready to crawl under the lathe and get it hooked up. Or unhooked up. Is that a term, unhooked? Yes. And I'm going to get it ready to go making shavings. All right. You be good. Take care. I'll see you in Nashville. Maybe someplace before then. Take care. Oh, wait. Again. Did I forget to tell you this is brought to you by Big Guy Productions? Yes, Big Guy Productions. We sell carbide cutters, templates, bars, all kinds of things. It's all on our website, www.eddiecastellan.com. Go to the website, take a look at it. We do not publish catalogs. Here's the reason. That's money. If I spend money on catalogs, you got to pay me. So I don't spend money on catalogs. If I have an answering system that does it, you got to pay them. When you call, you get me on the telephone. If you got a problem, you can call me on the telephone. We're here to help wood turners be great wood turners. That's it. So if I can help you, eddiecastellan.com. Get the email address. Send me pictures. Hell, send me money. Send me wood. Whatever. But that's all. You be good. I'll see you soon.